Bob Wills and the Texas Playboys on Real Country Variety 94.3. The Ox. Good Monday morning to you. 8:30 now. Time for Coffee Talk. Brought to you by the Comanche Chamber of Commerce and Agriculture. Check them out at hashtag Explore Comanche, Texas. As we say good morning to Cynthia Newton, Hope Counseling. How we doing?
We're doing well. It's Monday.
It's Monday. You survived Mother's Day.
I did survive Mother's Day. My kiddos all did amazing stuff, and I appreciate that, and I hope for all of you mothers out there that you were able to have some downtime and relax, because that's fixing to end.
It's over, isn't it? It's that time of year.
It's that time of the year. There are a lot of schools that Friday this week is their last day of school. My kids' school included. Yeah. Okay.
I sense enthusiasm. I can feel it.
So, we're talking about today, how do you survive the summer?
With your kids.
With
yes.
your kids, okay?
How are your kids going to survive the summer?
That's
Part
true.
Of it.
And I want to say this. I mean, I'm obviously a working mother, and I'm still going to be working this summer, so it just makes it even that much, harder. And there's a lot of y'all out there that are still going to be working and trying to juggle childcare and back and forth, and how do I make all this work? So, just know you will survive.
Probably.
Probably. Unless they decide to hang you from the ceiling
maybe not.
Anyway, kids are awesome, but, summers are hard. Summers are hard.
Sure.
I mean, they're constantly hungry. I swear they must eat a lot at school, because how much food they eat at home during the summer, I just didn't know the school fed them that much food. But, I mean, they are constantly hungry. They're constantly bored. They're constantly wanting attention.
Sure.
And sometimes it's just hard to juggle it all.
Absolutely.
Okay, especially if you're working on top of that. So, how do you survive? That's what we're going to talk about today.
Okay.
So, here we are. For me, last day of school is Friday, right? Oh my gosh. There's sometimes that I'm really, really happy because, hey, we've made it through another school year, and, I think about, I'm going to have summer time with my kiddos and what we're going to do and all the fun that's going to happen. There's going to be some downtime, not the hustle and bustle that we're always having to do, and make sure we get in bed on time to get up for school the next morning, so I'm not having to drag them out of bed. And, all of that kind of stuff is going to be happening, right? But I do forget that summer is sometimes messy.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit.
Uh-huh.
And we're not talking about the sand and the toes, dirt on your hands kind of messy, guys. We're talking about the kind of messy where you lose your mind because of the lack of quiet alone time, or sibling squabbles. Oh my gosh, the sibling squabbles. And bored kids who want you to entertain them.
Stop touching me.
It can be magical. It truly can be, but it can also get to the point that it can be overwhelming. So we only get 18 summers with our kids. I do want them to be magical. However, let's be realistic. No summer is going to be magical 100% of the time.
Right.
Okay? So in order to survive the summer and make it wonderful, it's all about being prepared for the amazing times and the not so amazing times. So you got to be prepared. So that's what we're going to talk today. How do we survive the summer, Cynthia? How are we going to do this? What do I have to do to not hang my kids from the ceiling fan, or
shipping them off to
throw
grannies
them out in the backyard, or yeah. Anyway, I'm really being jokeful here, but I know. Okay,
this is serious business.
This is serious. We got summer coming up, guys.
Well.
And they will eat you out of house and home. Even if it's just one child, they will eat you out of house and home. So I've got some ideas. All right. First off, we're going to plan out adventures and downtime. You're going to plan out adventures and downtime? Wait a minute. Aren't we supposed to be summertime, take it as it comes? No. Because your kids are used to structure, okay?
Right.
You got to realize they're used to structure. They're used to going to school, having a set schedule. You completely take that away, guess what happens?
Anarchy.
Exactly. You're overthrown. You might as well just let them tie you to a chair. Because that's basically what they're doing. You can't do that. Now, I'm not saying that there's not time for, fun and games and things like that, but you need to make sure that you have it planned out, okay? So there's this really cool idea that I came across, and I've used it, but then to actually see it, I was like, wait a minute, that's kind of cool. Make a calendar, okay? Build a calendar.
Right.
For the summer. Okay. So how are we going to do that? First off, we got to keep in mind that the kids need to help involve in the schedule. Okay, it's not our schedule, it's not mom and dad's schedule, but you keep it in mind. So get 3 big pieces of poster board, create a homemade calendar for the next however many weeks you're out of school, 10, 12, whatever long period of time.
Yeah.
That and start writing out the weeks. Okay, allow blocks, the days to be big enough that they can write in them, and draw activities. If they can't write out, let them draw something. Okay, so on that 3rd page, you need to make a list of activities which are optional and can be fit in for when they say, I'm bored.
Yeah.
So you can say, go look at the list of things you can do when you're bored. Okay, I've also got some other ideas for when they say they're bored. But make sure on your calendar you have that list of bored activities. Okay? And so you want to keep them busy. You want to book them. You want to say, okay, let's book some things like summers, clubs, camps, all of that. We also want to book some chill time or some hangout time. Okay, so we do want to have some free time and some downtime.
Sure.
They'll feel comfortable with the fact that things are happening this summer, and they're also going to feel back good with the fact that it's planned. Okay, that hey, I know what we're doing tomorrow. Hey, I know what we're doing next week.
And they help do it.
Absolutely. So the next thing, this is a really cool idea. Every week of the summer, create a theme for that week. A theme? What does that mean? Well, you can look at maybe a cultural theme, or maybe a sport theme for that summer, or something of that nature, so that you can base at least one meal and one activity or craft around that theme.
That's cool.
Pretty cool, huh?
I might accidentally learn something there.
They might. Imagine that. So, base each week on a theme. The meal could be from a country of your favorite team, or else you have things like orange popsicles for dessert, because the theme this week is the color orange.
Okay.
See how it works? Or represent oranges, at halftime. Okay? You could have an orange fight. I don't know. Or an orange water balloon fight.
Okay. I'm down.
So your theme can be colors, it can be culture, it can be all sorts of things. But as you're doing this calendar, each week has a theme. Pretty cool. I think it is. My kids thought it was when I was telling them. They were like, oh, let's get this done. I'm like, yeah, okay. We'll do that in a little bit. Make time to do this, okay? Share your responsibility, okay? Plan play dates, plan sleepovers with friends, with, that. Make sure you do get some downtime, because that's going to be important. So it doesn't all have to fall on you. Go old school. Make the kids play outside. Take the electronics away.
Yes.
Okay? They don't have to have them 24/7. Take them away. Send them outside with minimal toys. See what they come up with. Kids of all ages like bubbles. We all like bubbles. Even adult kids like bubbles. Running through sprinklers, body paint, sidewalk chalk. How much fun is sidewalk chalk? I love sidewalk chalk.
Right.
Have a water balloon fight. That's so much fun in the hot summer. Oh my gosh. Or a watermelon eating contest. We're fixing to have watermelon coming out our ears. It's time for watermelon, right?
Oh, yeah.
So let's have a seed spitting.
I was
contest.
down on that speed sitting thing. I can do that.
A seed spitting contest, okay? Your kids are going to love it. It's the one time you're letting them spit.
That's one you want to do at Granny's house, too. Just saying. We'll hose them off in the yard.
Make sure you give them some control. That's what they would like to do. Plan a movie night, games night. Let the kids pick the movie or video games you see. Let them laugh at your skills and joke. Remember what summer was like for you when you were a kid. Sure, you wanted to hang with your parents, but above all else, I bet your memories were of you having some fun, okay? And the things that you tried to do, maybe you tried something new. Maybe you bent a rule. Maybe you had some big laughs. Maybe you stayed up late. Maybe you slept under the stars on the trampoline. All these things. So think of those things that you enjoyed, and let your kids be kids, okay? Kids are only kids for so long. We want to make sure they have that time to be kids. So free your children from boredom. First off, we're going to encourage independence, yet we're going to keep a schedule. Is that kind of confusing?
No.
Okay, just making sure, because it can be a little bit confusing, but we want to make sure we get that schedule. Include inside and outside. Look at your temperatures. Do stuff outside in the mornings, inside in the afternoons. You don't want to overheat your kids. You don't want to have all these things. We live in Texas. For a lot of us that are watching, I know some of y'all don't live in Texas, and you're like, it's fine up here in Wyoming in the afternoon. I don't know what you're thinking, but anyway. It was just a joke. I know that I do have some watchers from all over the United States. So anyway.
A little different in Wyoming.
It is a little bit different in Wyoming and Utah and some of those places, but predominantly in Texas. Just to remember, you gotta take care of the time frame and the temperatures and watch out for that.
Sure.
So and make sure you're keeping that balance of unstructured as well as structured time, and then make sure you're having things to do, like keeping a bin of crafts and puzzles handy. Take midweek field trips. Midweek, first off, it's not as busy during the middle of the week. Even though it is summer, it's still not as busy at the zoo or museums during the middle of the week as it is on the weekends.
Sure.
So hey, take a day, every other week or something, or to do some of those midweek field trips. And it doesn't have to be expensive. I mean, even historical sites. Just go into some of these historical sites right around where you live. I mean, they're all over the place.
State parks.
Hiking trails, state parks. So go on a go on a weekday, like I said, when crowds are more manageable. You're not overwhelmed. Your local library is a great place to go. Look at your libraries and see. I mean, COVID is lifting, so there's a lot more activities going to be going on this summer. Here's the next kicker, and this is the one I love, is giving your child extra responsibilities.
Clean the kitchen.
Yeah, guess what? They're not too old to have chores. I don't care if they're 2 years old or 18 years old. They need to help, okay? My kids have to make a meal once a week every summer, okay? They have, we've got laundry. They help with the laundry. They help with the dishes, all these things. So you can start them young. They may not be perfect in the way they do it. That's okay, Mom. It doesn't have to be perfect, but they're learning, because guess what? They're going to grow up and they're going to have to know how to do this on your own, unless you want to go live with them.
They're going to be at your house with dirty laundry if you don't teach them. I know.
Right.
I've seen this happen.
So enjoy your time together, but take breaks from each other too. Make sure you use that, you look at what's out there. Vacation Bible schools, camps, all these things that are going to be happening. Again, I'm happy to hear that a lot of things are going to be happening this summer that we didn't have last summer, so it's not quite as overwhelming as a parent. But so, are you ready to hear? I'm bored.
Yeah. Clean the kitchen.
A little bit. Okay, so remember, let your kids go outside, do some things, help them build a fort.
Oh man,
That's so much fun. Just building a fort. All right, so in their whiniest voice ever, if they say that, you can respond with, "Oh, I love being bored. I can't wait to see what you end up doing." That must be rough, but I trust you can find something to do. This sounds like a great time to go spend some time with yourself and come up with something new.
All right.
So just because they say I'm bored doesn't mean, oh, I have to jump up and do something. Let your child be creative. If your child really can't handle being bored, create a bored jar. We talked about the list. Have a bored jar. Everybody's got a jar. Or everybody's grandmother has a jar. Trust me, somebody has a jar that you can find. If you can't find a jar, find a box. But put a bunch of activities on a piece of paper and put them into the jar. Okay? When you hear, I'm bored, hand your child the jar or the box and say, okay, pick 3 pieces of paper out of the jar and pick one to do. So you might have some things like a puzzle, sidewalk chalk, bubbles. I mean, you might have different things and let them pick, okay? You can't come back and say, oh, wait a minute, you can't do that. No, you can't do that because you're giving them a choice of 3 things that are in that board box, okay? So make sure they're doing that. So you have an out, okay? Just realize you have an out for when they get bored. You've got your board list. You've got your board jar. They're going to be bored. They're going to be hungry. Set your schedule. Make sure that you're getting good meals, and don't let them have a constant grazing in and out of the kitchen, okay? They're not cows and they're not horses, so they don't constantly need to or want to graze, okay? Make sure you're giving them balanced meals and snacks, okay? So otherwise they will be constantly grazing and you will never be able to afford to make it through the summer.
Now they're bored and they're out of food.
Now you know. What are we going to do?
Look,
So,
kids, this is a lawnmower. I'm going to show you how to start it. And then
That's
you're on
right.
your own.
That's right. All right. So look at rewards. Look at the positives. Make sure you have your board list or your board jar to go to. You will survive this summer. Look at
Probably.
the options. Make plans. Get your calendar ready for that last day of school. So you've got plans for this summer. All right. Sit down with your kids and make that. Do that coming up this weekend, the next weekend, whenever y'all are getting out of school. Just sit down and start making that. Let your kids have that input. Okay.
Sound like really good ideas.
As always, your kids are going to have meltdowns. Your kids are going to have difficulty. Just know that you're not the only parent out there that's going through that, okay? And know that we're here to support you. Everybody, it worries about that. They also go, okay, maybe this is a time for me to concentrate on maybe some problems that my kids have been having during the school that I wanted to wait for to work on during the summer. We're still here for you. Hope Counseling of Texas in Comanche, Eastland, Dublin, and Hamilton. Yes. So 4 offices, 3 therapists. We are here to help you to get through this summer. Just call us 325-356-1105 or find us on Facebook at Hope Counseling of Texas. Anything we can do to help you manage the summer, we're here for you, and to help you with your kids. Maybe if you've been waiting for that summer to help them get back on track, or if you're having a hard time this summer and it's like, I just need somebody to talk to, I need some adult time, we're here, okay? Just to know that we're here at Hope Counseling of Texas. So again, 325-356-1105. Thank y'all, and I do hope that y'all have a wonderful summer for those of y'all that are getting out this Friday, and I will look forward to seeing you next Monday.
It's that time of year when Grandma won't answer her phone, right?
That's right.
She's on hiatus. She knows what's up. Cynthia, thanks so much for coming
Thank
in.
you.
Hear how Mueller helped Bravo with a custom steel building.